Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Heshik and I am sharing a couple easy love cards I made with stencils with you in this video. Here are the two cards that I made recently using stencils and sponging and dies. They are so easy to make, but I love the way they turned out. This one looks like flannel, plaid. Kind of a masculine love card that could be used for a Valentine or love for any reason. Love warm and cozy, you and me. And this one it could be used for a wedding or a Valentine or love for any reason. Love forever with a stencil and die cuts in the inside. Here are the supplies I used for the warm and cozy love card. I'm using a stencil called Plaid Maker from Stamplorations, which is a division of Stamplorations. I'm using the Concord and Ninth sophisticated script stamp set, which can be used to personalize or make any word that you could possibly want. I'm using a love die from My Favorite Things, the Die-Namics part of that. And I'm using You and Me from Little Bee. And this is black foam, and it has adhesive on the back, and I found it at Hobby Lobby. I'm also using some Versafine black ink, some red and black inks of any kind, gray pearls, Lineco glue in a fine tip bottle, and blue painter's tape. I have cut a piece of gray cardstock 5.5 by 8.5 and folded it in half for a top folding card, and I've also cut white pieces of 5.25 by 4 for the front and 5 by 3.75 for the inside. I have attached the white inside with the You and Me die cut from Little Bee. You don't need to watch me die cut and glue everything, but if you ever have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I've attached the Plaid Maker stencil with blue painter's tape over the white front piece. I like to hold the white piece, the piece that I'm actually sponging, down with temporary tape runner. So that holds that in place, and then the blue painter's tape or washi tape or any kind of temporary tape will hold the stencil in place. I'm using a Smoothie sponge from Creative Expressions to sponge the red and black ink on. I simply want to pounce it on, and this is my favorite sponge to do that with. You could use the tools, the sponging tools, but you don't want to be moving those lines around by going in circles. So sponging with a sponge like this works best. This is just a red dye ink, and I'm just going to pounce it on. Even if it's not perfectly even, it still creates that kind of flannel look. So I really like how it turns out using these sponges. And as you can see, it's very easy to do. I'm going to stop the filming now while I wash the stencil and set up for the black lines. For the black lines vertically, I needed to sponge, then move the stencil and finish sponging. So I've done the first part of it. I do, when I'm going up and down, mask off the area that I don't want to re-sponge, and then I'm using the black and another Smoothie sponge and finishing out the sponging. I will remove the sponge and of course I'll clean that stencil. I love how this looks like comfy flannel shirt or jammies. I remove the temporary tape on the back simply by, with my finger, taking it off. And then I die cut the love out of the piece. You want to keep all the pieces. In this case, the only extra piece that I have is the center of the O, but you definitely want to keep that. So I've cut out LOVE in the plaid and the LOVE in the black fun foam that has adhesive on the back. This die, as you saw, is specifically love. And this is a form, I guess, of the eclipse technique that you see all over the place. And if you get a set of dies that have all the letters, obviously you can say anything you want. I decided I couldn't afford the ones that I had seen previously on the market, but I'm very excited to share that Cat Scrappiness has come out with a very reasonably priced set of chunky alphabet dies where you get A through Z, so you can say anything you want. And I'll put a link to that. It's a pre-order right now, but it's coming sometime in January. So soon I will have all the letters that I would like to have. I am going to keep this piece, and I am going to stamp Warm and Cozy. And I'm using the individual stamps from Concord and 9th. So we basically, with those, can stamp anything we want to say, and it looks like a script handwriting way better than my writing is. So I liked the idea of Warm and Cozy Love. Basically, you just line them up and kind of attach the little pieces that come down. The R is going to be attached to the line that's coming up from the A. It takes a little practice, but it's not real hard to do. Let's make sure I got that the right way. That's the M. Okay. And so the M is attached to the piece that comes up from the R. And then I want and. If you're wondering why I have all of these little acrylics, I used to be years ago a demonstrator for the Angel Company, and I would do stamp camps, and so I needed a lot of them. So I have enough to say Warm and Cozy and keep it all without having to switch the letters out, which is kind of nice. C, O, Z, and then the Y gets attached to the Z. So you can see that wasn't too hard. Make sure I don't get any ink on anything. We are now going to attach that piece to the gray front. is that doing that? Let's try another kind. I like to make sure that all these little pieces here, including the V inside, stay down. Now I'm going to take the black fun foam with adhesive on the back. This raises the word up, so while the pattern continues from the card to the letter, it is distinguished from that by the fact that it is up. So it's one of my favorite techniques that was that I discovered last year, and many people, of course, are using it now. The adhesive on the back of this makes it so much easier that I don't think I'll go back to buying the other kind. Now the center of the O, is going to go down first. I'm going to get a tweezers to do that. And now I'll use glue to put these on. Oops. Because the glue is liquid, it does allow you a little bit of time to move it around and then holds it securely. And to make sure I have the O the right way so that the pattern continues correctly, and I do. I love how the pattern continues from the background into these letters. It is just such a cool look. Once you get it where you want it, and then hold it down for a second. The glue will dry clear and hold them together. I decided that we needed a couple pearls to complete the card, and I like it when I have pearls that are the perfect color, which gray is, and also 3 different sizes, so you have a little bit of uniqueness when you attach them, which I like. One of each size. And our warm and cozy flannel love card is complete. Love, warm and cozy, you and me. Here are the supplies that I used in the Forever love card. The Forever is a die cut from Stamplorations, which is a division of Stamplorations. The beautiful lace heart is from Elizabeth Crafts in their Moda scrap line. I just thought that was gorgeous and could not resist it. On the inside of the card, I used a new die that I got from Simon Says Stamp called Heart Sprinkle Trail. I haven't decided if this is going to be a love card or a wedding card, so I left the sentiment off, but obviously we could add a sentiment for wedding or for love, depending on how I decide to use it. The beautiful Mandala heart stencil is from Simon Says Stamp. I took the red Smoothie, which I seem to have misplaced, but anyway, here's the black one, but I have the red one, and I sponged red ink all over. I highlighted the hearts, and I went very light towards the edges, so I didn't add any ink to the sponge as I was sponging that on the edges. And then when it was done, this is how it looked. Then I die cut the lace heart right out of the center of that. I removed those pieces, and then I sponged along the edge of the heart to make that stand out and replaced it back in the opening from cutting it out. I put that on a square dark red cardstock base, and I added the Forever. On the inside again, I have those beautiful trailing hearts from Simon Says Stamp. And of course, this card could be used for a wedding card or a Valentine. So you can see how easy and fun it is to use stencils and sponging to make Valentines or cards for any occasion. Thanks for watching this video, sharing it, commenting, and subscribing, and thanks also for helping me share the joy of creativity.